comedian. Actually, I was the one that started MarkAngel comedy. I was an orphan.
MarkAngel stole my talent and is no longer paying me for it. This is what Denilson Igwe is coming out to cry out, as he's making a lot of podcasts this period, bemoaning the period which he had with MarkAngel and telling everybody that when he was with MarkAngel was making so much money but did not pay him anything for all the work that he was doing for him. Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rako Soccer here. So if you're on social media between 2011, 2012 and 2013, the named MarkAngel comedy, Emmanuella and Denilson Igwe would not be very strange to you, because they took the internet by storm and their comedy was a hit. But then the truth is that there was no MarkAngel without Emmanuella, and there was no Emmanuella without Denilson Igwe. The three of them worked together as a team. But now, far from what people know, the truth now is coming out as to what really happened, as to why Denilson Igwe left the team in the first place.
Jeez. So, see, the only person that can talk about him now is me. Because why? Me, I'm an orphan. He can't kill me. People say if you talk about him, you die.
Now, the truth is that a lot of people never really understood why Denilson Igwe left MarkAngel comedy, which is the more reason why he hardly came out now and he's going from podcast to podcast saying a whole lot of things about his experience he had when he was with MarkAngel comedy, how MarkAngel was actually cheating them and taking most of the profit which the entire MarkAngel team was making. He spitted a lot of things, a whole lot of secrets that is even going to shock you to your very bones. He said a lot of things, even the one that touches Emmanuella, touches himself, touches MarkAngel, as to how he started the comedy and MarkAngel took it over from him. This video is actually going to open your eyes to everything that happened when he was with MarkAngel comedy. Now, the truth is that the comedy industry is a very tricky one, and the thing is that since he has been saying all these things, MarkAngel has not even come out to defend or to refute or to say anything about what Denilson Igwe or the accusations Denilson Igwe has been saying against him, which is in a way giving what Denilson Igwe is saying some level of truth.
He did it. He said I should stop acting with Emmanuella, that he wants to build a brand called Emmanuella and the Uncle, that we should remove the mechanic picture. In fact, we should call it MarkAngel comedy.
Now, for starters, Denilson Igwe claimed and has made it so known so many times that he was the one that started the MarkAngel comedy. As a matter of fact, they started it way back in 2011, and then they were just calling it the mechanic pictures, that it was the mechanic pictures, that he was the one who had the talent, he was the one who started the comedy even before MarkAngel came on the scene. According to what Denilson Igwe said, even the camera that they used to use to make their first video was a camera that he normally borrowed, or like say stole, from the church, after which they will return it. So it was mechanic pictures and it was in his name because he was the one who was on camera before MarkAngel came into the scene and decided to change some of the things.
Started leaving me. Okay, when they called us, there was a time they traveled to Australia. I was with them. The visa came. He said I won't go to Australia. Then the people said they want only Emmanuella.
According to what Denilson Igwe said, MarkAngel used to work as a security man at Kilimanjaro, somewhere in Kilimanjaro in GRA in Port Harcourt. When he lost his parents, when Denilson Igwe lost his parents, he became an orphan. So he had no other option than to come and stay with the family of MarkAngel. So when he came and stayed with MarkAngel's mom, he started helping her out, more like a houseboy, helping her out in her shop, because then, according to what he said, she used to sell rice and beans. So he was helping her out like a houseboy in the daily running, day-to-day activities of the shop and in the house also. According to what he said, he was 12 years old then. But then the thing was that he was a very funny guy. So even in church, they used to call him Mr. Funny. So everybody loved him because of how funny he was. But MarkAngel, on the other hand, did not have anything funny related to him.
2014, he bought a car. I said, how did you even get money to buy a car? He said somebody gave it to him. I said, okay, fine. And the thing is, I've not received 1,000 since that time.
So according to what Denilson Igwe said, based on his own side of the story, one day the idea of creating a comedy video came up. So when it came up, MarkAngel was the one who was handling the camera, while Denilson Igwe was the one who was acting in the comedy. By that time, they were still called mechanic pictures. So after that happened in 2011, they did one or two other comedies and it was progressing. Not until 2013 when MarkAngel brought the idea of them starting up a YouTube channel and Facebook channel. I would like to say generally launching into social media by creating accounts for themselves, and this is where the entire saga on cheat started happening. Denilson Igwe said that even when the channels got monetized, he never knew anything about it. And so in total, someone told him, it was on someone else that he had, that one of the channels was making over $160,000 every month. And by the time this was happening, MarkAngel was paying him just 50,000 naira. Can you even imagine the difference? MarkAngel was paying him just 50,000, while the comedy videos were making thousands of dollars. And even at that time, Emmanuella wasn't even making any money from the videos. According to what Denilson Igwe said, it was MarkAngel that brought the idea of changing their YouTube channel or changing the comedy name from the first Mechanic Pictures it was before into MarkAngel Comedy. Well, since he was not educated well enough, he allowed him to do that, not knowing that he was selling his rights off to MarkAngel as now the full owner of the comedy. Sometime later in 2019, Denilson Igwe said that he eventually had a child with a girl, which was well unplanned. He never really planned to have a child, but eventually it turned out that he got a girl pregnant. So he met MarkAngel and told MarkAngel that he needed to start paying him. So by that time, MarkAngel was already a millionaire, but he was hiding it from all of them while making so much money from their work and from their comedy. So according to what he said, MarkAngel now decided that he was going to pay him 200,000 naira every month for the comedy that he does. Now the truth is that 200,000 naira was not going to be enough for him and for his baby and for for their general upkeep. So it wasn't until somebody who was handling one of their Facebook accounts, somebody who was working also for MarkAngel, came and told Denilson Igwe that why is he not making so much money when their Facebook alone is monetized and is making so amount. When the person told him the exact figures that he were making, a rounded up figure, his eyes became open, and then he started asking MarkAngel for his own share of the money. According to what he said, he was so gullible and he didn't even know that MarkAngel was deceiving him. So MarkAngel brought a document which he made him to sign. After he signed the document, he realized that he has lost every right and every ownership he had of the comedy that he'd been doing. So he signed a document in 2019 that MarkAngel was going to pay him 10 million naira, and that he was then, in return, MarkAngel was going to take all the property, all the comedies, and they were going to eventually turn to his own. He didn't even know that by that time he was making a very huge mistake, because the videos were making far more than what he was giving. Now, whether all these allegations he's saying against MarkAngel are true, we are yet to know, because MarkAngel is yet to come out to make a counterclaim or to say they are true. But the truth is that for MarkAngel to have kept quiet all this while without saying anything, it might be that there is some level of truth inside it. Based on what Denilson Igwe is saying, the entire idea of starting this comedy was his own. But the truth is that Mark was the one who saw the monetary aspect of it. But then Mark was not entirely being truthful. He was hiding a lot of things from them, even to the extent that Mark bought 10 acres of land, bought a house for himself, that while all these things was happening, he was spending money and living large. Both Denilson Igwe and Emmanuella did not have anything to their name. In the podcast, Denilson Igwe also made it clear that what people think of Emmanuella is a big lie. That people think that she's she's living large, and then she has a house, and then she has her own car. That all those things are big lies. That even, as a matter of fact, he went to their general house, which is in Port Harcourt, that he went there last month. That everything that we think about Emmanuella is not true. That eventually she's not even having as much money as people think that she would have at that her level. Based on what he said, Emmanuella can't even go back to her parents, because eventually she has signed some level of contract with MarkAngel, and now he's in full custody of her. And not only that, it's almost like MarkAngel has some level of spiritual side to him, because according to what Denilson Igwe was saying in the podcast, anybody that talks about him eventually has something negative happening to them. Either they die or they have an accident or something like that. That one day he was in his house and bees came and they chased him, and bees were chasing him all over the house. He was outside and bats were chasing him. So he was making a lot of accusations against MarkAngel, but it's yet unclear whether these things are true or whether they are lie. Even in the podcast, he pulled out his phone and he called 2 different individuals, and they attested that what he was saying was actually true. Denilson Igwe also went further to even state that MarkAngel did not show any form of love or any form of care even to his own family. That MarkAngel is living in a luxurious mansion in Port Harcourt, but when his own mother died, that he was not even able to come for the burial, despite the fact that he was in town. He made up a story that told people that he left town while he was in town and decided not to come for his own mother's burial. That everything around him was very shocking and also very mysterious as to why he was acting in the way that he was acting. Because when the money was coming, he did not even show any love whatsoever to his family, that they were living in abject poverty while he was buying lands and cars in different places. Well, the truth is that currently Denilson Igwe is regretting why he even signed that document in the first place, why MarkAngel deceived him and made him to sign the document. That even all the while he was with MarkAngel, that they used to travel from place to place, that all the money that came, MarkAngel never gave them anything. He would just give them peanuts compared to what they were supposed to get. That the first time they got their first $5,000, what MarkAngel gave him was just $100 out of that entire money. And to him, it was even a big issue. It was something. Not until now when he looks back and realizes that MarkAngel was simply ripping him off his talents. Now the truth is that we are earnestly waiting for MarkAngel to come out and give his own side of the story. But now the truth is that a lot of people are kind of siding Denilson Igwe. Why most people are saying that since he left MarkAngel comedy and was not able to make it on his own, that is why he's coming back to throw tantrums at a system that helped him. On this particular matter, the audience is totally divided. One person said the industry is deeper than what we see on the surface, and that is very, very true. Another person said, you started MarkAngel comedy with Mark's name and you use your own name, Oga. So this person was kind of looking at Denilson Igwe as if he was lying. Another person says, Lo, why you never create another Facebook account and be creating comments, sir, if the talent still there? So a lot of people are looking at it from the perspective that Denilson Igwe actually left to start his own. But when he saw that his own was not working, he now came back to start, talking back at MarkAngel. Another person said, when they started, it was this light-skinned guy that he was referring to. Then he's referring to Denilson Igwe and Emmanuella, that was the face of their brand. He also deserves whatever MarkAngel is getting. Well, this person is supporting Denilson Igwe. Another person says, bring MarkAngel online, make him talk his own side of the story. Another commenter said, this really needs to be thoroughly investigated, and if all this guy is saying are true, then a legal action is needed immediately, because all these things are they are extortion. Another person said Emmanuella was the only funny person. MarkAngel is very boring and rude. I worked with him before and he's very, very bad. Let me know your thoughts as regards this in the comment section.